8 hopes will be decided next Wednesday when they host Galatasaray. At the other end, Kairat and Villarreal are the first 2 teams out of the competition. And, of course, Kairat travel to the Emirates for their final game. We can hear now that actually is with Gabriel Clark, so let's hear from Mikel Arteta.
Yeah, thanks, Gabby. You've had a lot of good performances in this competition, a lot of good performances in your time as Arsenal manager, but where do you place coming here against last year's finalists who had to get something tonight?
Well, very proud of the team, obviously. We talked before the game. We needed a special performance, a very complete performance throughout the games against, as you said, a top side, and we certainly done that tonight.
What pleased you most?
The courage, the attitude, the willingness to go to another level. We've done it at home against 2 top sides this season in the competition, but to do it in San Siro against the best team in Serie A and one of the best teams in Europe, as you said, is something else.
Was it an intention in a way with your team selection and the way you used your subs to make a statement tonight in a way?
I was about trying to be better than them, and we knew that we have to navigate through different stages in the game. They manage the games, they control the games in a very good way, and we knew that we were going to have to do that in the pitch and through the subs as well.
You had some wonderful individual performances. Let's start with Gabriel Jesus. We talked about him before the match. You said he'd bring unpredictability, but there's a poacher, of course, there, isn't there?
There's an unbelievable player, and the bigger the game is, more comfortable he plays, and so happy for him. I think he deserves the Man of the Match awards, not only for the goals, for all the work that he's done, but like him, many of the players, you know you don't win in San Siro.
Christian Mosquera also was coming back tonight as well. I think you were particularly pleased with him.
Very happy. I think he's a player that normally he had to be back 2 weeks after, so the medical staff, physios, sports science and himself, they put all the hours in the day to try to make it happen, because we know that we are very short in the back line, and to play against the 2 striker, the man has done remarkable.
And then, of course, it will feel special, I'm sure, tonight for Viktor Gyökeres after a degree of criticism, and you underlined yesterday you had belief. Wow, what an impact.
A great impact, and the game was taking a shape that was fitting him very much, and he had 2 big chances. He put one of them away, and I think he really helped the team.
Does the nature of that goal also do something special in a way for his confidence? It was fantastic.
Very important, and for him again, it's the second away game that he's done really well. Now he's finding some consistency. He played that they are ready and they are performed, and that we have to trust all the players, because we made 6-7 changes today, and still we perform at the highest level. We have another game in 4 days, and we had a game 2 days ago, so we know we're going to need everybody to achieve what we want.
Can you tell us about Ethan Nwaneri? There's been talk of a possible move to Marseille on loan. Is that going to happen, do you think?
I don't know. We'll have a discussion this week. Obviously, he's not having the minutes that probably he deserves as well, and he needs at this age. So we will address the situation and see what is best.
So that might be a good thing for him in a way as well, and for the club.
Let's see. We have to sit down and discuss how we want to move that forward.
And a final point, you go into a big game, going to be some selection poser now, isn't it, for you up front? Who starts?
Let's enjoy tonight first, because I think we deserve that, and we have a few days to prepare the Man United game.
You do indeed have all the reasons to enjoy tonight. Well done.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Hello, everybody. Good evening. So good to have you still with us. So we're going to take you through some of the highlights. We haven't got to do. We're already like half an hour into the post game. We haven't got to show you many highlights yet. We're going to do that now. What's up, Mikey? You good?
Just looking at the other half.
Keep it together. Never mind. We're moving on from that one. Anyway, Inter against Arsenal. That's where I want to pick up, because Arsenal had a good night tonight.
Yes.
3-1 the final score against Inter, away to Inter.
Very good night. You have 2 strikers scoring goals.
Well, Anita Jones was over there at the San Siro for us. We're going to go over to Anita and check in with her, because she seemed to think that she had spoken into existence the goals earlier on. I believe you've been speaking to some people as well over there in the tunnel and everything after the game. Have you got any news for us? Anything you can share?
100%, and I'd like to say I do have those superpowers, because what an entertaining game we had, especially off the back of Arsenal's game at the weekend. But heard from Gabriel Jesus mention that TT was happy with the performance, and I asked did he have anything to say in response to it, and he said that he just loves that when he speaks about the team everyone listens, and he asked if he could continue to do so, that you have such an authoritative voice when it comes to all things Arsenal. So yeah, a lot of love from the Brazilian, who of course got 2 goals today. yesterday. It was his first goals in the Champions League in just over 2 years, giving Mikel Arteta a real headache. I asked Mikel Arteta both about Gabi Jesus and Gyökeres, and he agreed that that goal from Gyökeres was probably the best that we've seen from him in an Arsenal shirt. So plenty for the Spaniard to think about when they have that huge game against your team at the weekend, Kate.
Yes, but don't forget, Man U are back.
What?
Oh, you know, it's a good game against Manchester City. Anita, thank you so much. We appreciate you. Are we going to see Anita again, or is this like goodbye? Is this the official goodbye?
How was it? How was your night? Did you have fun? What did you have to eat? Did you go to shopping? Come on, Anita. You just come with one answer and leave us.
Of course. Another thing I wanted to say, many Arsenal fans want to hear about the man, the mastermind behind 25 Arsenal goals from set pieces this season, because they got another one in this game, rightly so being called set piece kings. Nicholas Jover is the man, in fact. But Arsenal are not letting him do interviews. They are aware that people want to hear from him, that he's a secret weapon. But unfortunately, he's not going to be revealed to the public.
Oh, secret weapon who everybody talks about.
Interesting.
It's just a weapon now.
Well, Anita, the new rules are we all stay till 11:15. So if you don't mind just hanging around, just in case. I'm joking. You can go, actually. Okay. You're fine. Thank you so much. It was good to see you. We will see you next week.
Yeah, of course. And that's after Arsenal beat Manchester United at the weekend.
Fighting talk. Okay, let's see.
Wow.
Goodbye.
Bye now.
He'll enjoy it for about, 3 or 4 minutes, do you think, before his mind turns to the weekend?
Yes. Well, I think it's important to enjoy tonight. I do. But yeah, no, I think you're right. I think he'd be thinking about his team straight away.
I think his mind was on the weekend before the game. I think his team selection showed that.
Would it be a serious coach if he wouldn't have already thought about even the match after that, right? You want to program your team, you want to program the whole month, which players you did it. It's all a chess game, and I think I like the way he communicates it, because at the end you want to keep your peace and have your space to make your decisions. But
and of course the intensity there that he shows when he's in interviews, and he's quite serious. Maybe off the pitch there's a little bit more of a lightness with the players that we don't see.
I think there definitely is a lightness to Mikel. There really is. Here we go.
Okay. Gabriel is one of the Arsenal coaching staff, of course, there, and a former teammate of Wayne's, having a big hug. Was he just loitering behind, was he?
Yeah, he was. I think it still seems strange to see him in his Arsenal tracksuit.
Giving him a bit of sticks about that.
Yeah, but he's a great guy.
The weekend on his mind when he put his team out. In terms of Inter, interestingly, you were quite surprised. Well, not even surprised. You kind of thought there was some kind of method in the way their substitutions went tonight as well, the way Christian Kivu did that with his mind on his next league fixture, because the league seems to be his priority this season.
Yeah, I mean, he took out 2 of his most important players practically. One, Barella was not really in the match, but still has its importance. And that confirms a little bit the whole thought about the importance of the league, making sure Champions League is going to be there next year as well. Because it's a bit of a risk they took with Kivu at the end of the day. Young coach in terms of experience on the highest level. But then again, you want to win this match. They actually had a little bit of, first 5 minutes with the 2 strikers up front. But it was not enough anymore, because at a certain point Arsenal took back the control and it was enough. So I was a bit surprised in one sense, but in the other sense it confirmed the thought about the importance of the league for this Inter.
Yeah, and so in terms of the appointment of...
And the fans.
Yeah.
At the end, I told before to Theo, they called the players to come close, and they said, we're going to always be with you. Believe me, when they're upset, they get a whole different conversation.
Because that's 3 Champions League defeats on the bounce.
Yeah, as I said about the patience of the fans, they are in a good place in the league. So they're moving together in this whole process, which is a good thing for the players.
Yeah, certainly a lot of patience, it would seem, around what's going on, and some transition that's going on at Inter this season. For Arsenal, well, it's been a 6-year project so far, hasn't it, for Mikel Arteta to get to where we are now. It feels like things are aligning, though, this season. We started off this whole evening saying, was this the season? And Wayne said he thought it was, that they would lift some serious silverware. How much more confident are you after that performance tonight that there could be more than one trophy?
Well, like you said before in the interview sense, and they were under pressure quite a lot, I felt, as well. But they took their chances, and I do feel like they're equipped to go and win all four. I do.
What about the players we talked about who potentially tonight were taking an opportunity because they've not been starting? The likes of Lewis Skelly and, of course, Eze as well.
Yeah, I think Lewis Skelly done well. I think he's, give Arteta something to think about, and I think I would like to have seen a little bit more from Eze. I don't think he had his best of games. So these games are about taking your opportunity, and like Gabriel Jesus has, he's put himself in line to start the game on Sunday, and that's all you can do. So a little bit disappointed that Eze didn't perform at the level we know he can do, but I thought Lewis Skelly done a good job.
But in Eze's defence, I think he played a different game. He played what was needed for the match, rather than having himself, doing extra, which is also important. The maturity comes also with that. At the end, the result came with him on the pitch. So, I understand what you're saying. I agree that he can bring more, but I also saw a lot of good things defensively, some simple plays that maybe other times you would try to risk something more. Sometimes you need to read the matches as well. So maybe there's some growth in maturity in his game as well.
It's kind of frustrating for a player as he comes in, and then probably the best player in the Premier League at this moment in time, Declan Rice, isn't behind him, covering him and doing the other side of it. So, look, it's getting that balance right, and there's no excuse for him. However, once you take a player of that attitude and that leadership out of the team, it affects the whole team. So, for me, I wouldn't be too hard on himself. He had a few half chances tonight, but yes, we want to see more. I get that. However, Declan Rice is a big miss.
You've told us many times, Clarence, that success across a Champions League season is built on a strong defence, and Arsenal's is the best defence in the league phase this season, and not far behind is Inter. So for Arsenal to score 3 goals against Inter tonight also is very impressive.
Yeah, but Arsenal is impressive at the moment. And in Inter Milan, what to say? Arsenal, by the way, if you look how they defend as a team, which impresses me, when they lose the ball, how fast they recompact the whole team, and even if it have to go back all the way to their own box. So that says about the mentality of the strikers, which is so important, because you have your midfielders can run like crazy, but if your strikers don't help you, I mean, he was a great example of that when he was playing, always coming back, helping. That says a lot about the spirit. It says a lot about the fitness of the team. So I was very impressed with that.
And in terms of Arsenal's defence, actually, that back four have only played together once before in the Champions League. That was against Bayern Munich, when they also conceded a goal that night. So they're just the 2 goals across those 2 games with that back four. And, it's just so impressive.
Yeah, it isn't, but I think that you've got to give a lot of credit to Mikel Arteta and his coaches, because you can see they do a lot of work on the training pitch, and so every player, whether you're on the bench or whether you're starting the game, knows exactly what the role is and knows what system. When we hear people talking about tactically and how you want to set your team up, every player in that Arsenal squad knows how they want to play, so that makes it easier for you to defend and keep clean sheets when you come in.
OK, let's get some reaction then, shall we, from Inter and their head coach, Christian Kiewit. He said there at the end is an example of what we were talking to Mikel Arteta about, and you agreed with the fact that players should travel with the squad, those who aren't starting, rather than being left behind at home to have a rest, because it's that unity, isn't it? When you've got 3 strikers who are now going to be competing against each other to get that berth.
Yeah, well, at the end, it's not even anymore a competition between the players. At a certain point, the last words of Jesus said that even if the next player will come, he will also score his goal to help the team. These are words that I like to hear, because they're coming to a different level now. Yes, we're competing, but whoever plays needs to perform. If I'm not, will be easy for me as well when the team is winning. So I like that. I like the spirit.
Because presumably they all feel that something very special is happening right now. And tonight, it's taken obviously a lot of effort for them to kind of overturn what's been a bad run in Italy. And they got beaten by Inter last season. It felt like one of those things they had to tick off on this incredible season of constantly breaking records. And that was 7 wins and a bounce for them, a record for the club.
Yeah, no, and I said before the game, the Mikel Arteta would be looking at players he can trust, who can really rely on, and Gabriel tonight really did shine. And yes, of course, he's going to be in the manager's thoughts, but what I'm really impressed with, like you just said there, Clarence, is the unity in the squad. You can tell they all care for each other, they all respect each other, but also respect each other, the standards, like we spoke about. So for me, that's a winning mentality straight away. And the fact that he's not even thinking about starting right now at the weekend against United, because he has that element of respect for the manager, because it's not for him to choose. So for me, they're saying all the right things and they're doing all the right things in the field. But tonight was a special performance. You know, they're top of the league in the Premier League, the Champions League. It's some statement right now, Arsenal, and everyone wants to beat them and they can't. So it's a good place to be.
The next team that wants to beat them are Manchester United. You're watching that game with that hat on maybe a little bit, Wayne, thinking about those centre forwards and which player is going to get the nod at the weekend. Who would you least like to see there as a Manchester United man?
Probably Jesus, I think, just with Harry Maguire and Martinez, his anticipation and his little movement inside the penalty box, he's a very clever player. And I slightly disagree. I think if I was Gabriel Jesus now, I'd be there saying I want to start the game on Sunday. I've put myself in a position where he's come here, he scored 2 goals, he played really well tonight. So if I was him, I'd be putting it in the manager's mind that I really want to play. Of course, you respect your teammates, but you want to be playing in them big games.
But he has with those 2 goals tonight. That's kind of him talking, saying, look, I'm playing.
Yeah, but Mikel Arteta is going to see that interview, and that's an opportunity for him to say, like, if that was me, I'd be saying to Mikel Arteta, I want to play on Sunday. I've just scored 2 goals to San Siro, just helped win us the game. I want to be on that starting lineup.
In terms of what you saw from his performance tonight, outside of the goals as well, you talked before when Alan Shearer was here about what it's like to come back after an ACL, trusting your body and relying on yourself to do the things you did before, the movement that you alluded to there. Were you impressed tonight, actually, at how confident he looked with what he was capable of?
I've been impressed how quickly he's responded to that knee injury, because it might take him a few days just to recover from this game itself. He's played a lot of minutes tonight. And he's that kind of player that needs to be at 100% to be able to perform. So for me, they would want to look after him as well and have that respect of, obviously don't want to re-establish that knee injury. But of course, I get it, he's going to want to play, but they're going to have to kind of just take the reins off him slightly and have that respect issue about his knee.
I think you said it. Probably he feels that he might need a little bit more time to have a back-to-back starting position. But if he would start, I think he would be happy as well, for sure.
Well, I'm sure.
Then you take it, right? Then you take it.
I'm sure.
But I think the hesitation, how he feels now after the match, it comes with a price a little bit, right? When you have been out for so long.
I'm sure Mikel Arteta has got a very good idea right now of who's starting at the weekend. Shall we have a little look at his goals anyway tonight, Gabriel?
For him, they want a player to be performing well. They want to be everyone at that level, because it keeps everyone at those standards that I talk about. So I'm really
happy
pleased.
you say that, because celebration says a lot about the team spirit.
Yes.
You know, and I did notice all of that. They're all very generous with each other, and they're very happy for each other. It's a great sign.
And when it comes to a point like this in a season, with a team who are doing as well as Arsenal are, you have to look at leaders, don't you, on the pitch? And I wonder how much of that is driven by the leaders they have in this squad, Wayne, from your experience of being similarly kind of poised in a season.
Yeah, it is, and I think that's why Mikel Arteta alluded to before the game that everyone's travelling with the team, because you've got leaders on the bench. You've got Gabriel on the bench, Declan Rice on the bench tonight. And he needed them to come on in the end of the game to see the game out. So it's to have leaders, to have players who, when you're going through tough moments, especially for some of the younger players in the squad, that they drag you through it. They help you get through games and tough moments. So I think Arsenal have got a few leaders in there. I think Gabriel Jesus as well, and maybe not as vocal, I don't know, but I think he's been there, he's won the Premier League, he knows what it takes. So to have 10 players in the squad who are going to help the other players, especially the young players, is huge.
Yeah, and obviously 7 changes tonight to this team. And when the substitutions were being made throughout the match there, Theo, you said you wondered whether or not the players coming on was a reflection of perhaps closer to the team that will start the weekend, that he liked maybe to get that energy from that team?
Maybe, yes, but you look at Odegaard, didn't even play tonight. Madueke, who's been putting a lot of pressure under Bakar as well at times. For me, yes, it's nice to get these players to have a bit of run out, but the luxury of not playing Odegaard for me tonight just shows we're under pressure quite a lot, I felt, as well. But they took their chances, and I do feel like they're equipped to go and win all 4. I do.
What about the players we talked about who potentially tonight were taking an opportunity because they've not been starting, the likes of Lewis Skelly and, of course, Eze as well?
Yeah, I think Lewis Skelly done well. I think he's, give Arteta something to think about, and I think I would like to have seen a little bit more from Eze. I don't think he had his best of games. So these games are about taking your opportunity, and like Gabriel Jesus has, he's put himself in line to start the game on Sunday, so and that's all you can do. So a little bit disappointed that Eze didn't perform at the level we know he can do, but I thought Lewis Kelly done a good job.
But in Eze's defence, I think he played a different game. He played what was needed for the match, rather than having himself, doing extra, which is also important. The maturity comes also with that. At the end, the result came with him on the pitch. So, I understand what you're saying. I agree that he can bring more, but I also saw a lot of good things defensively, some simple plays that maybe other times you would try to risk something more. Sometimes you need to read the matches as well. So maybe there's some growth in maturity in his game as well.
It's kind of frustrating for a player as he comes in, and then probably the best player in the Premier League at this moment in time, Declan Rice, isn't behind him, covering him and doing the other side of it. So, it's getting that balance right, and it's no excuse for him. However, once you take a player of that attitude and that leadership out of the team, it affects the whole team. So, for me, I wouldn't be too hard on himself. He had a few half chances tonight, but yes, we want to see more. I get that. However, Declan Rice is a big miss.
You've told us many times, Clarence, that success across a Champions League season is built on a strong defence, and Arsenal's is the best defence in the league phase this season, and not far behind is Inter. So for Arsenal to score 3 goals against Inter tonight also is very impressive.
Yeah, but Arsenal is impressive at the moment. And in Inter Milan, what to say? Arsenal, by the way, if you look how they defend as a team, which impresses me, when they lose the ball, how fast they recompact the whole team, and even if it have to go back all the way to their own box. So that says about the mentality of the strikers, which is so important, because you have your midfielders can run like crazy, but if your strikers don't help you, I mean, he was a great example of that when he was playing, always coming back, helping. That says a lot about the spirit. It says a lot about the fitness of the team. So I was very impressed with that.
And in terms of Arsenal's defence, actually, that back four have only played together once before in the Champions League. That was against Bayern Munich, when they also conceded a goal that night. So they're just the 2 goals across those 2 games with that back four. And, it's just so impressive.
Yeah, it isn't, but I think that you've got to give a lot of credit to Mikel Arteta and his coaches, because you can see they do a lot of work on the training pitch, and so every player, whether you're on the bench or whether you're starting the game, knows exactly what the role is and knows what system. When we hear people talking about tactically and how you want to set your team up, every player in that Arsenal squad knows how they want to play, so that makes it easier for you to defend and keep clean sheets when you come in.
OK, let's get some reaction then, shall we, from Inter and their head coach, Christian Kiel.
Tough night for your team. How do you sum up the performance?
Tough night for the loss. We tried to stay in the game. We tried to do our best, especially in the first half when we had our chances at the 1-1. We didn't manage to get in the advantage, and then the happy shot with the corner kick, the ball hit the crossbar and went inside. So we tried our best even in the second half, but the quality, the changes that they had, they put us in a lot of trouble for the speed, for the intensity, and also for the strength that the Arsenal team has.
Did they surprise you in any way?
No, not at all. We knew this is the best team one of the best team in the Premier for the moment, one of the best in Europe. They're first without losing, maximum points. We knew it's going to be tough. We knew that they have the quality, the depth of the rooster. It's important, and we try to play our game. We try to get something out of this game. Unfortunately, it didn't happen.
Do you think Arsenal right now, it's 7 wins, they've been so consistent, of course, in this competition. Do they have the greater depth than any team in Europe right now?
In my opinion, as I said yesterday, Arsenal together with Bayern Munich are the 2 better team at this moment. But a lot of things can happen from March on, because Champions League is always something special. It's always depending how you get there. When the important games, where the knockout stages is coming.
You want to be, of course, in that top 8. How do you view your chances? It looks like it's a win, essentially, isn't it, next week in Dortmund for you to have a chance?
I don't know. We still have to wait for tomorrow games to see how the table will be, and then make the calculation. I don't know. We'll see. We step on the field every time to win, to do our best, to see the progress that we've made lately. And no matter what's going to happen, we're still going to be here, even if we have to play a playoff match. There will be no problem. 2 more games, but we are used to.
Thank you.
Thank you for joining us, Miles. Hi, good to see you. Congratulations on tonight's win, a big win, because that means that Arsenal will now play all of their second leg games in the knockout phase at home. What does that mean?
Yeah, we spoke about before the game. It was an important step for us to take as a team, and to do that in the manner that we did today, the manner that we showed and the display that we put on today, yeah, we're happy with how we did.
And you did it with 7 changes from the team at the weekend. The manager putting a lot of faith in a lot of players who haven't been involved for, necessarily starting a lot of matches. Do you see that as a big opportunity to reassert yourself as a starter?
Yeah, definitely. I think every time I get the chance now to start, I see it as an opportunity. Even when I come on, for me, it's just impacting the game and helping the team out in any way I can. And I'm glad I was able to help out today.
Let me help you out right now. I'm just going to pull the mic slightly down for you. I just want to say, Miles.
Too high,
yeah. Don't worry, you'll learn. I just wanted to say, Miles, how important it is to have this depth in squad, to have that patience and not knowing when you're going to be playing or if you're going to be playing, is to always remind the manager of your strengths, that you're going to push to be in this team and to be a winner. Because I can see it tonight. You can clearly care tonight. I could clearly see there was a difference in the way you performed. And the whole team, how important is that for you?
Yeah, I think that's what I'm here for. All I can do is control the controllables. And, every time I get the opportunity to play, as a team, the depth that we have as a squad is really strong. So we all have that mentality that when we come in, we've got to do the job. And I think that's how we carry ourselves.
Tell us a bit about the spirit of what's going on in this squad right now.
Yeah, so special. Honestly, this has been an amazing part to play in a team, and just the energy and everything like that, and the harmony. It's really special to be a part of.
We saw that in the celebrations, how when you see someone like Gyökeres who hasn't scored for a period of time, everyone's there together. I think it shows a lot for the team, doesn't it?
Yeah, definitely. Even in training, just the togetherness of the squad is so strong. And yeah, we got each other's back at any given time, so it's really good.
And you're still going on 4 fronts. It's going to be a lot to keep that going, isn't it? Do you think you've got it as a squad to be going on all 4 fronts for as long as possible?
Yeah, I think we got it in. We got it in us. I feel like the depth, the mentality of the squad, and just the fact that we want to win any given game. Come here to this magnificent stadium and just put on a performance like this.
And you weren't born the last time that Arsenal won the Premier League. So you hadn't even been born when Arsenal won the Premier League last time. So
I hear it all the time.
Is this the season?
Well,
yes, our answer for him is.
Thank you for that.
How much are you looking at, when you're seeing at the weekend that some of your nearest rivals are slipping up? How much are you taking notice of that? How much is your journey?
I think we just, as I said before, control the controllables. Like, you don't want to look at anyone else, but at the same time, it's important to embrace it. And sometimes you have to take note of these things. And yeah, we just try to control what we can control, and so we've got to keep doing for the rest of the season.
And then beyond the season, there are bigger ambitions. There's a World Cup, which I imagine is very much in your thoughts as well, to prove to Thomas Tuchel that you should be in that squad and on that plane.
Yeah, I'll say that's at the back of my mind, but as of right now, it's just playing, impacting any way I can, and take care of ourselves. So I just got to keep playing more.
Wayne, you've been there. Got any advice for the rest of the season when you're looking at a few different competitions, you're juggling that, you're trying to keep harmony in the team? I know you don't want to give them too much advice because the weekend's coming up.
No, but I think as you're talking there, you can see a real togetherness with Arsenal now. So the most important thing is just to get the more time you get on the pitch, obviously the best chance you've got of going to the World Cup. But I really enjoy watching Arsenal. I know Arsenal has been a rival of mine throughout my whole career, really, but I really enjoy watching Arsenal and seeing what's coming together now as a group. So I thought you were magnificent tonight as well, so well done, mate.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for joining us.
Thank you so much. Have a great rest of your evening.
Thank you very much. Safe journey home. Thank you. Thank you. Say hi to your mum.
Well done, mate. Thank you.
Have you met his mum?
I haven't met his mum.
Formidable woman. Yeah,
Oh,
she's
right.
great. Yeah.
Do you know what? He could not play and still go. That happened to me. I didn't play at all when I went to the World Cup, so it can work. Brilliant though tonight. Really pleased for him.
Yeah,
Fantastic.
and obviously really an insightful kind of smile that said so much about what the harmony in this squad is like and the togetherness in this squad.
I think that's come across in all the players, in all the interviews, in the manager, and that's clearly been drilled into them, to have that respect for your teammate, to have that understanding, that connection with your teammates, and I think that's a difference with Arsenal this season to last season. I think it's great to see.
I mean, after missing out on the Premier League for a few years, and keeping the team together, keeping this positive happening and actually improving, that goes a lot to the coach. I mean, I think he has done a tremendous job in that. And then the players are confident as well when you have a coach who's consistent in his messaging. This period is obviously good. Now, hopefully they won't go through bad moments, because that's where you actually really get to know your teammates. But they should just try to ride this momentum out as long as they can, for sure.
It's so refreshing as well when you see, just show your personality, came here, and even in the back of his mind he's thinking about the World Cup.
Of course.
Of course you're going to think that, but to voice it as well, it takes a brave man to do that. So absolute credit where credit's due.
But I think what Clarence just said there is really important, because the season really starts now for Arsenal. So the next few months, and they are going to have bad moments, they're going to have difficult games, they're going to have times where they lose games and they come up against opposition and find it very difficult, and I think that's when you start seeing, well, you hope you don't, but is it the same messages coming out? Are they staying together as a group? And that's when you know, as Clarence said, you know that you've got to win.
Wayne says the season starts now. Who's their next match? Looking forward to the weekend?
Yeah, I am. I think obviously United were great, and tactically I thought Mikel Arteta got spot on, and I think it'll be a bit of the same on Sunday, and listen, if they play the way they did, it'll be a difficult game for Arsenal.
Yeah, going as a fan, aren't you, with your cap on?
I am. I'm going. I'll be there with my son. I'll be cheering him on, singing the songs. Yeah, I don't fancy Man United yet.
Guys, thank you so much for your company this evening. It's been great. And
You said before the game, and it's your first Champions League start in 14 months, it was special, but wow, what a night for you in the end.
Yeah, it's a dream night, you know. I always dreamed to be a footballer, you know. Like I said before, I watched when I was kid. I watch a lot Serie A, Italian football. So to be here in this stadium, I have played here 2 times already, and then to score here is just like tears on my eyes, because I always dreamed to be here. So yeah, it's all the glory for Jesus.
Was this the sort of night you had to visualise when it was hard with the injury over 11 months or so?
For sure, you know, like I said before, there is always a reason to happen things, you know, even when it's a good things or when it's problems, you know, difficult times. So I learned that in my 11 months out of the field, the pitch. And then, yeah, like I said, you know, without Jesus for sure, he'll be not here.
Well, what have Arsenal shown collectively tonight to Europe with this sort of statement win against last year's finalists?
I mean, like I said before the game, it's always difficult to play against Inter Milan. Last season we went here and then we lost. We had a difficult game like tonight. But tonight we played, I think, better than them. We controlled them. Obviously they are top team. They have a lot of top players, and then they attack. They are playing home. But at the end, you know, we score, and then we got the 3 points, the chances, and then that's it. It's an amazing feeling now, but we have to keep going because we have another one in the weekend.
Yeah, and you'll want to be starting that game, won't you, now?
Well, I think the thing to think about starting in this moment, obviously, everyone wants to start, everyone wants to play, to get minutes, to get the chances, you know. I'm very respectful, so I understand football, I understand how it works. So, yeah, and I was so happy that Vic come on and score a goal, because a striker without goal is always difficult. I have been fighting with this all my career, but still, I'm so happy that I score, Vic score, and then I'm 100% sure when Kai have the chance, he'll score and help us as well.
Feels like the perfect night. Well done.
Yeah.